The rundown, everyone, TYT Sports and the post-game. There is a debate coming up, which is why I'm sitting in the middle to separate these two athletic gentlemen. I just called you athletic, so take that. Jason, Justin. Can't tell the difference. I'm just going to point.
True story. This is a true story. When I was being born in the hospital, we're going way back.
You were being born?
When I was being born.
So you were.
I'm not going
to go into that.
My mother literally said after she said I was going to be named Justin. She sent my dad to go get coffee at like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, and when he came back, she changed my name to Jason.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, so I was a Justin.
Nice.
But she said I didn't look like a Justin. I was like, I don't know how that even.
How you look like a Justin because he looks like a Jason,
goddamn
and
sense.
he looks like a Justin. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Both of these guys are
True
called
story.
Jay from now.
True
But the
story.
reason we're going to do this clip is not just to talk about their two namesakes, is to talk about Shaquille O'Neal and Scottie Pippen. Apparently, they are feuding over which of their franchises that they belong to had the best would you say all-time best players on each team?
All-time squad. You can use squad.
All right, squad.
You could say starting five,
Squad.
starting
All
V.
right.
Because you have the starting XI.
Let's just throw to what they were saying to each other, because that's going to explain the clip better when we look at it. All right, so they are feuding through Instagram. The conversation is about which team, if they had their all-star players in their starting five, would be better against each other, the Chicago Bulls or the LA Lakers. So, of course, we'll start with the left Instagram picture, which Scottie Pippen says, "Sorry, Shaq, but I don't get caught up in hypotheticals. All I know is we won 6 titles, twice the amount you claim while in LA.
Shots fired.
Definitely shots fired. And Shaq comes back with a Photoshop picture of himself.
Do you think he photoshopped it himself?
Yes, definitely. Sorry, Scottie Pippen. I don't believe in hypotheticals either, but I seen most of those finals. You did okay, but this guy did most of the work. Hashtag you were okay. Steve Kerr and Ron Harper deserve more credit than you. Remember, I was Batman, you was Robin, I was Puffy, you was Mace."
Which is a shot at Kobe also, by the way.
Yeah, total. It is a total shot at Kobe.
Definitely. So let's take a quick look at what Bleacher Report made. It is a great graphic of the 2 all-time, all-star starting fives for each team. Let's take a quick look at this before you get into the debate between these two athletes. I don't know why I'm calling you athletes.
Poor choice on Dennis Rodman's hair. There were so many better options to go with.
Really?
Yes.
How many more options?
Like 70.
Do you know the rainbow color? Yeah, the rainbow
He's
did.
done it all.
All right,
man.
so Jason, these pictures are pretty goddamn awful. So you have to really explain who's the top 5.
Graphic. All right, Jesus Francis. On the top left is Magic Johnson.
See that?
Point guard for the all-time starting Lakers. Number 2 is Kobe Bryant, shooting guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. Elgin Baylor playing the small forward. Poor Elgin Baylor played like 11 straight years for the Lakers and never won a title, which is mind-boggling. Shaquille O'Neal at the 4, because Kareem is at the 5.
Okay.
And then you have the 95 Bulls plus Derrick Rose.
Nice.
Which is
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Horace Grant, plus Derrick Rose at the point guard position at number 1. So it's essentially really the all-time Lakers versus the 95 Bulls and Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Well, if you put Derrick Rose in that 95 Bulls, it would be really interesting.
For argument's sake, too, I want to say that this is MVP Derrick Rose. This is 2011 Derrick Rose.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
All right, well, we have 2 sides of the argument to debate here, and we're just going to throw straight to Justin, who is a Chicago Bulls fan. You are a Chicago native, right?
We always talk about Chicago.
You have
joins the panel.
It's great.
You have to just focus this. As much as you may not agree or disagree, you have to just take the fan side and be like, I don't care what some of the debate may figure with how these players differ. I'm a Chicago fan. I'm going to argue that this team would beat the Lakers fan. So you have to take that side, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And Jason will try his best to follow up.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So I think Jason made my argument for me, actually. If you, it's the 95 Bulls who won 6 titles, plus MVP Derrick Rose, and no one had seen a point guard in years that looked like Derrick Rose. I mean, Magic Johnson was terrible against small point guards. I think Derrick Rose would run circles around him. You got Horace Grant's goggles are just going to scare Kareem and Shaq every time he's going the hoop. You got the GOAT, Michael Jordan. I mean, like, there's no one better than him. Kobe's not going to do a thing to him. Scottie Pippen's the most underrated basketball player in the history of the NBA. He's one of the best defenders of all time. And Dennis Rodman, he's going to clean up the boards. I'm not too worried about it. The 95 Bulls plus my man Derrick Rose are going to beat the all-time Lakers.
All right, valiant effort, but wrong. So if we put up the graphic again, we can go player by player, which rips apart the Bulls except for Michael Jordan. But here's the interesting thing about it. So first of all, you can't say Derrick Rose would run circles around Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson was the greatest passing player maybe in the history of the game. Like, of course, you have the John Stocktons of the world who just did miraculous things with basketball, and you have Steve Nash of the world, but that all started because Magic Johnson. He also had the height, so Derrick Rose, good luck trying to get a shot off against him, please. If you're driving to the lane, okay, fair enough. But there's a guy named Shaq and there's a guy named Kareem who were pretty good defensively, like I mean, really fucking good defensively. So what I find most interesting about this matchup altogether is, no, you can't count out the Bulls because, yes, they did win 6 championships. Yes, you have Michael Jordan. Yes, you have one of the best agitators in the history of the game in Dennis Rodman. But when you look at the Kobe versus Michael matchup, they always look at the highlight tapes. It's a similar shot. Kobe's a pure scorer as well. Michael Jordan, a lockdown defender, very true. Kobe would still get points off. The other thing I wanted to mention was the 95-96 Bulls and the 93-94 Bulls and the 94-95 Bulls and all those Bulls that won championships, right? They weren't unbeatable in the playoffs, but the Kobe-Shaq Lakers alone were unbeatable in the playoffs. Actually, they only lost 1 game in the first game of the finals to Allen Iverson. And they dominated the rest of a better, more athletic, physical NBA before just running all over the New Jersey Nets in the championship game. The Lakers would not win this by 50 points, which is one of the things I know we left out, which is what people said.
Definitely not, no.
That the Lakers would win by 50. No, they wouldn't win by 50. But if it's a 10-point spread, I take the Lakers on 300, like my entire life savings. Simply and conclusively because getting anywhere with Shaq and Kareem in the middle. Was Shaq at the 4? I might put Kareem at the 4.
I think I put
flexible,
Kareem at the 4 too, yeah.
And put Shaq as your rim protector. Again, it's just, is there any team that can beat the 96 Bulls? Yes, it's that all-time Lakers squad.
You know what's a little unfair about this, and testament to the Lakers, is the Lakers have been good in like every era of basketball, like literally every era of basketball, except for right now. Yeah. And the Bulls had like the 90s, and Derrick Rose is great.
All of the 90s.
Yeah, they had all, but the Lakers, I mean, Elgin Baylor is a pretty old player, and I mean, they're leaving off a lot of, Jerry West didn't make the all-time team. I mean,
and neither did James Worthy.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many great players.
Could the Lakers even get along?
Yeah,
is
that's
the
question.
Well, I mean, Shaq and Kobe didn't get along at all, yet they found a way on the court to just push each other to win. Of course, that's 2 contrasting personalities. You have giant goofball Shaq, who likes to joke around, and you have Kobe, who's so serious all the goddamn time that their just didn't mesh. But Kobe was all about winning. Shaq was also all about winning.
Yeah.
So when they blended on the court, it was fine. They had chemistry. Obviously, they dominated the early 2000s in the NBA.
So I guess that is a good question that you want to ask then, is because you've got a team that's already set in stone there, plus Derrick Rose. So would it not be easier for a Derrick Rose to fit into that already winning mentality than to combine all these players from different areas? Obviously, this is hypothetical, but when we are talking about some of the best players in my sport in world football, is that camaraderie means a lot, especially when you can mix in players.
Chemistry
so
matters.
Would that chemistry not probably prevail for the Bulls in this scenario?
They'd win the chemistry battle, of course.
No, but I'm saying, would it not be easier to mesh together and therefore would make them a better team overall?
Possibly, but Kobe Bryant has said multiple times, he's like, winning championship isn't about throwing your arms around each other and singing Kumbaya and being best friends. That has nothing to do with winning a championship. In Kobe's mind, he's won 5. Granted, Jordan's won 6.
So before we go, is there any other teams that could win? We haven't mentioned.
Justin had some great all-star teams that I think would give him a chance, but I would just go through them.
I think Shaq and Tracy McGrady are on a couple of them. I think if you put together an Orlando Magic team from nowadays, it could be pretty solid. You'd have Shaq, Dwight Howard, Tracy McGrady, Penny Hardaway, and Grant Hill. That's a pretty awesome starting 5.
That is a damn good starting 5.
Pretty awesome starting 5.
One of them that I literally just thought of, the All-European team might.
Come on, the Europeans.
You have the Gasol brothers. You have Dirk Nowitzki. It's also not fair because you just get all of Europe. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. Granted, he's from Argentina, so he's not part of all Europe, but still, we'd throw him in the lump anyway. It would be an interesting battle because they're big. Gasol brothers are big guys, and so is Dirk, and Dirk can shoot over anybody. I think that would be an interesting matchup. But I think the real answer is no, nobody can beat the all-time Lakers starting 5 because the Lakers have dominated basketball since the invention of basketball. Maybe the all-time Celtics could give them a run. Maybe because you get Bill Russell, you get Larry Bird, you get Havlicek.
Russell.
I mean, you also have Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce.
Did Shaq play?
Maybe the Celtics could.
Yeah, I was going to say the Celtics. Or did Shaq not play with the Heat as well? So what about throwing him?
What about the Cavs too?
What about throwing him in the mix with LeBron, Wade, Bosh, Shaq?
Alonzo Mourning or Tim Hardaway. Yeah,
that would be really interesting too.
Another one was Houston because Hakeem Olajuwon was one of the most dominant centers, and I think when you're looking at the Lakers, yes, Kobe and Magic are 2 of the best players of all time. Elgin Baylor is one of the best scorers of all time. You're not getting past Kareem and Shaq. So, I mean, if you put Hakeem Olajuwon and, I don't know, maybe Charles Barkley's your other big, or Moses Malone, that's a pretty insane.
Give the Warriors like 10 more years, because you would get a Wilt Chamberlain on the San Francisco Warriors if you can. And
Wilt didn't even make the Lakers starting team.
I know. Unfortunately, a lot of these players have played on other teams, so they might be riding the bench on some teams. But in terms of the major thing about the Lakers is their starting five is so deep, and so is their bench if they had one.
Yeah, they would kill them. Except for the Bulls.
It would be ugly.
So we want to ask you guys, who won this debate? Was it Justin with his all-time team from Chicago that we were given with Derrick Rose, or would it be the all-star team from the Lakers with those 5 unbelievable players? We want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who won the debate? From 2IT Sports and thepostgame.com, thank you. This has been The Rundown, and come back again and subscribe.